Now, of course, we've stated that these two functions comprise a fundamental set. Okay? And we haven't really proven it. Okay? Now, I'm just going to work it out, assuming we have this form. So it'd be, well, that's, I mean, you get most of it that way. Okay, well, I guess we'll just write down the Wronskian, okay?
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't have to. I don't want to take up all the time, but.
Yeah, well, it depends. It's your time, you know, we're reviewing whatever you want to review.
That's just something that I could never get to work out right, and I was aggravated by it.
Oh, then we got to work it out. So I'm going to work it out wrong to doubly aggravate you. Okay, well, the Wronskian. Okay, this gets a little bit long, right?
This is, I'm going to see what I did wrong here.
Okay. You know, I really don't want to have to write that e to the negative 5/2 t everywhere. So I'm going to fudge just a little bit. Every term is going to have an e to the negative 5/2 t as a coefficient. Well, then, if it's a coefficient of everything here, and you know, I wrote this down. I wrote it down with braces. This is a determinant, right? Okay. So, in the determinant, if every term has the same factor, then that factor is going to appear squared in the determinant. So if I got a factor e to the negative 5/2 t here and e to the negative 5/2 t here, when I multiply these as part of doing the determinant, I'm going to have e to the negative 5/2 t squared,
Right.
which is e to the negative 5t.
Right.
So I'm going to write e to the negative 5t out here just to keep things from getting too out of line. And I'm skipping steps, you know, because we don't want to take up any more time than necessary, but we still want to hit the high points with some confidence to see if it works out where your Wronskian is not zero, right? Okay, so we got e to the negative 5t. Then it's going to be times. And I'm not going to write down square root of 3 over 2t every time. I'm going to write down omega t.
Okay.
And then when we get done, we know that omega is square root of 3 over 2, right? And we're comfortable at that point. So we have and I'm not putting all my parentheses in where I should, but I should, so I will. Okay? But then it gets hard to read, because I don't have a lot of room. Okay, well, if you thought that was bad, then I've got to write it down here where I've got a product rule to work on. Okay? So what I'm going to get out of the product rule is, first of all, a negative 5/2 e to the negative t times all this, right? So if this board is a little rough, it'd be easier to write small, but I'm just going to slop things down here. Okay, there's your first line. I'm just going to put some dots there, not that that's something that has to be calculated, just to distinguish between here and what comes next. Okay, then I'm going to have negative 5/2 times all this, right? And I've got my e to the negative 5/2 t's been encompassed by this, so I'm okay with that. And then it's going to be minus omega times the cosine of omega t, right? But I don't have room to write out all those omega t's. It's understood that it's a cosine of omega t, so I'm just writing a blank set of parentheses here for the moment. Okay? And we'll fill things in when we get to the last step, if we have room to get to the last step. I don't know. If we got to spill over another board, okay, but I kind of want to keep this with this. Okay, so this is just a process. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay. I'm going to take us off camera for a minute and write this down.